Hi guys, had a request to go right back to basics, and a couple of people have requested lighting the fire. Simple as that. So here we go. This is how I left it last time I used it, and so the first thing we've got to do is clean it out. We want to get out all the clinker, which is basically the impurities that have come out of the coke when it's burnt, and anything else that happens to be burning, bits off the steel, all sorts of stuff that you might happen to throw on it. It's all just the impurities and the rubbish. You want to get it all out, have a good root round. You get to know how much your fire produces depending on what fuel you use. I think that's the last little bit for mine. Now my fire blows up from underneath, straight up, not from the side like some others do. So I need to clear out a depression above that hole. It's about an inch hole, or maybe 1.25 inches. So just clear out above it so you make a little crater. And the other thing I've got to do is clean out underneath, because all the dust settles in the trap I've got underneath. I've basically got a T-piece where the air comes in at the side and then blows up to the fire, and down below it collects all the rubbish. So I've got a little cap on the end. Just take the cap off, and I've got a little bit of metal there that I just poke up and clean right the way through, so it makes sure the air can get through completely easily. Otherwise you'll find that your blower will be blowing like mad and nothing's happening. Right, so that's all nice and clear. Now we've got the hole we can fill up with all the bits that are needed to light the fire. Most of you know I usually use a gas axe to light mine, but for this demonstration I'm going to use balls of paper, screwed up, bits of cardboard and some little bits of kindling. This is just bits of pine, chopped up nice and small. So what you'll do, put your bits of paper in, and what you'll also need is something to light it with. Let's get it going. If it will go, because this paper seems a bit damp to me. This workshop isn't the warmest place on earth. And you gently pile your cardboard around it so we can get it going. Paper doesn't really want to go, so I think it's a bit damp, so you just sort of pile it around the sides. It's not going to go. There's another good reason for using the gas axe. Don't have all this hassle. Anyway, get your paper going. Layer your cardboard around it, a little pyramid. I haven't done this for years because, as I say, I normally use the gas, but this takes me back. I'm beginning to realise, well, I don't do it like this anymore. Bit of a hassle. Now you can actually turn the air on. Just turn your fan on really low, just to give it a bit of a blow, just to get that paper and the card going. And once it's starting to go, you can see the flames starting to come up now. Start layering your wood around. Again, around the edges, like a bit of a pyramid. It doesn't gash you, that is, with the smoke. Unfortunately, my chimney doesn't draw very well until it gets hot, which is often the case with a lot of fires actually. They don't really draw well until they're warm. Just build your little wigwam. You can see now it's really starting to get going. And give that a few seconds to catch the wood alight. If you put your coal on or your coke on too quick, you'll find that it'll put the whole thing out. So you want to let it get going. And if you can, what you want to do is put old coal round, or coke. I keep saying coal, it's coke. Put your old coke round, stuff that's already been burnt if you can. That gets going much easier than brand new coke. Usually the stuff, as you can see, I'm grabbing from around the front of the fire. Anywhere around the edges that's possibly already been burnt. This isn't ideal if you've got neighbours right next door. You can see it rather chokes the place up. It's not the coke that's giving that smoke, that's just the wood and the cardboard. But unfortunately there's not a lot you can do about it until it gets going. That is what will happen. Right, just going to let it go now. You can turn the fire up a little bit, turn the blower up. Whilst that's getting going, this is what I use, Forge Breeze. And it's basically Sunbright singles. That's what I used to always buy, but now it's called Forge Breeze. And it's basically coke that's made from anthracite. You can get it in most places in this country, most good fuel suppliers. I don't know about in the States or anywhere else in Europe or wherever, but clear the blooming smoke out, you can see what's going on. So yeah, it's fairly easy to get over here. Sunbright singles or Forge Breeze, Smithy nuts. And what I like to do is keep a good supply of it around the fire. You can just about see there's quite a stack at the back of the fire. I'm just going to fill in around the edges now. Keep it nice and topped up. Now what you want to do is, as well, keep the front all nice and level. It makes life easier when you're laying bits of metal in. It doesn't fall over. And the other thing you want to do is don't burn anything on the fire, like cigarette packets, sweet wrappers, anything with any tin foil, anything like that. Basically, if you're fire welding, don't put anything on there at all other than your coke, because it will ruin your fire and your fire welding just won't work properly. It's what they call keeping your fire clean. Other than that, there's not a lot else to tell. Just keep it topped up, don't let your fire burn down too low. Don't put new coal on when you want to fire weld. Get a nice hot rolling fire going, but don't put too much new coke on. Keep calling it coal. Otherwise it'll spoil the heat for the fire welding. Other than that, that's about it really. And when you finish, just turn the blower out, let the coke go out, and that's it. You don't have to quench it or chuck water on it or anything, because it just goes out on its own, coke, unlike coal. So there you go. Hope that's been of some help to some.